Hey, Jyoti.
Oh, hey, Nate. How's it going?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm good. So, what do you think of the poster design?
It's really coming along. I emailed you before I left home with the text I want to add.
Yeah, it's a pretty good start. I still need to tweak the design a little. The final version will obviously be a lot larger. I thought I could paste in the text you sent and we can work together to edit it.
Sounds like a plan. Staff Sergeant Van Ginkel will love it. She suggested I turn the theme of my editorial into a poster for her facility. Who knows? Maybe it will encourage some of the troops to start recycling at home.
Thanks to you, I bought a reusable water bottle.
Oh, yeah? Well, then what's this?
That's not mine, I swear.
Hold that thought. Will Nate's poster rally recycling at the Readiness Center? Is Jyoti really ready to recycle? Be sure to watch The Plastic Plight, Wilderness Waste, and Revise, Rewrite, Recycle to brush up on the writing process, and then join the knowledge seekers as they're enlightened on how to edit in this episode of Thinking Aloud. As Nate and Jyoti pore over the poster, there are several keys to consider when editing. Editing is the process authors use to closely proof and correct their work. They scan for and fix grammatical errors in sentence structure and phrasing. Authors also make sure their spelling, capitalization, and punctuation are accurate. Errors distract readers and detract from the writer's message. Skillful authors utilize a variety of tools when editing. It's important not to confuse editing with revising. Some authors choose to combine revising and editing. However, they are separate in the writing process. Let's see what advice Jyoti has for editing Nate's poster.
I can't wait for you to finish the design.
Let me drop in the text you just sent. There. What do you think so far?
Well, I think the design is great. But look, there's a typo in the word recycle. I spelled it with 2 L's.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone's going to keep reading if there's a spelling error. Maybe we should see if there's anything else we need to correct.
Well, I know that don't should have an apostrophe. And the verb in the second line should be in the present tense. Wow, there are a lot of mistakes in here.
It's okay to find errors in your work before you're finished with it. My graphic design instructors have always told us that we should first focus on the design of a project. Just let the creativity flow. Don't worry about editing until the design is where it needs to be.
That's good. I've been so busy I didn't even have time to proofread the text. Next time I'll be sure and run spelling and grammar check before I send it out.
Using the computer for a spelling and grammar check is nice for an initial proofread, but it doesn't catch everything. You should really read through your work line by line. I even read sentences backwards to focus on correcting spelling errors and punctuation.
As Jyoti pointed out, authors cannot rely solely on their word processor to do all their proofreading. Computers only catch so much, and the changes suggested could differ from the author's intent. Sometimes what may seem like an error is actually just the author's way of conveying his or her message. For example, a text message conversation would be written in abbreviated language that is not necessarily grammatically correct. And the speech of a 3-year-old character probably wouldn't be written in perfect English. These intentional mistakes are accepted because the author uses them for a specific purpose. As an author, you may ask yourself, do I need to edit this? If a piece of writing is not intended for public viewing, editing is not necessary. Fixing errors in grocery lists, personal journal entries, or class notes is unnecessary.
I'm glad we looked over the poster before I sent it to Staff Sergeant Van Ginkel. I would have been pretty embarrassed to send it out with all those errors.
It takes time to get it just right. Regardless of when a project is due, you need to schedule time to edit. When I'm designing, I proofread the text to see if each word is spelled correctly. I also check and fix my grammar and punctuation. Then I look over the logos, photographs, and artwork to make sure they're in the right spot. Finally, I ask another designer to take a look at it.
It is helpful to have someone look over a project with you. Thanks again for working with me on this.
I'm always looking to add things to my portfolio.
Really? What do you have so far?
Nate and Jyoti have made great progress on the poster. Remember that perfect editing does not make quality writing, the same way that exemplary writing does not make up for careless editing. Editing is crucial in the writing process to produce a polished final draft. Keep editing and keep Thinking Aloud.